Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective. How is everyone today? How was your holiday weekend? How was your holiday weekend if you went forth and had one? If not, how was your weekend? Sorry. I wake up early enough. I even planned out an entire month long entire month of things to talk about, and yet still, I come on the vibe and it's like, whoa. So, I'm sorry, I come onto the perspective and whoa, I'm still getting used to that. So, I'm in a new book now, and this was the old Daily Vibe / Aloha Perspective book where I kept all my little things. Hey, let's talk about this today, let's talk about that. I believe that was from Baby Sibling, but now I have moved on to a new book, which I'll share in a bit. But for now, while I wait for people to get on, let's just do some of the Aloha cards and see what we need to see for today. Monday, all the things. So, as I mentioned, I'm going to be doing a series for December, but I'll talk about that series in a moment. Good morning, older sibling. Good morning, Caroline. So, wow. Alright, guys. It's going everywhere. Sorry. Hold, please. These cards are so flat, they don't want to cooperate. So let's see. Have we done that one yet? No, we've not. Actually, we have, so that was a recent one. Let's try a different one. Alright, one more. Ooh, I don't think we've had that one before. So, let's see. We'll just do these, and then we'll get rolling. So, let's see here. Got the hot air balloon, alright? Lift yourself up. Don't be afraid to rise to your highest heights. Be spectacular as you soar up, up, and away in your beautiful balloon. You're welcome for your earworm today. Sorry, my hair is just... But lift yourself up. Don't be afraid to rise to your highest heights. Be spectacular as you soar up, up, and away in your beautiful balloon. I think that speaks for itself. All right. Some people, so there's always going to be that one person that's going to hear this and say, but what about all that stuff? What if the balloon does this? If you're thinking that, stop it. Stop it. Lift yourself up, okay? Don't worry about what can go wrong. Worry about what can go right. Okay, think about what can go right. So, the Monstera leaf. Honor, respect, longevity. Honor, respect, and longevity. Family history. One of my cousins this weekend was asking me, how do we fix, generational curses? And how do we fix, ancestor karma? And it's like, well, I've been working on that for a while now. But I'm grateful because, anywhere anybody's willing to help with that is helpful. Now, I know a lot of people, I might be speaking out of my ear when it comes to generational curses and this and that. And basically what it is it's just bad energy that gets passed down. And a lot of times it's just direct. It could be like from a parent to another kid, a parent to a kid, or it could be a grandparent to a kid, or it could be an aunt, uncle, whatever. It just could be bad habits that are continually passed down. And we may not even notice them because, we see other people doing it. So it's like, oh yeah, that's normal. Well, if it doesn't resonate with you, it is not normal. So that is how you start. You start by changing your path. You start by changing who you are. You can do energy work and all that other stuff, but that's a whole nother egg and a whole nother day that we can talk about that stuff. But what I like about the Monstera leaf is that it's honor, respect, and longevity. Okay, if you've ever seen one of these in person, they're huge. Huge. Okay? I can just imagine some tiny little creature just soaring on one through the sky because they're that big. Like a little jetliner for bugs. So, I know. Surfing. We had this one last week. Surfing is like life. Every day and every wave are different, unknown. I don't know who came up with that quote, but it's wonderful. Surfing is like life. Every day and every wave are different. Whether you surf or not, do not worry about that. It's a metaphor. But you know, a lot of times when you see surfers, they're so carefree out on the waves. This last weekend, I was at the beach a couple of times, but the first beach trip I took with baby sibling and the kids and her brother was to a very highly populated surf area, and it was fun just watching. You know, there's so many people around, but when you watch them, they're on their wave, they're doing their own thing, they're happy, they're just, you can feel the zen just like poofing off of them, right? They're just just exhaling all the zen to the world around them, and just, I don't know, the water is so beautiful. I mean, the ocean is it's an amazing place. It's an amazing place. You know, it's huge. Yeah, I know a lot of people will say derogatory things about it. Good morning, baby sibling, but it is an amazing place. And it's a very healing place because the water's not stagnant. It's constantly moving. You know, a drop of water that hits the West Coast today could go back into the ocean and make its way all the way across the country, coming around the other end, right? To the Atlantic. So water is just consistent. It's a flow. And I think that's why a lot of times people will say, well, like they're very fluid in their motion, or there's a fluidity to it, because there is. And in a way, life is the same way. Life is a constant flow. Okay, and you can choose to be angry if you wipe out, or you can choose to say, hey, I'm going to get back up on my board and try it again. All right. I've always wanted to learn how to surf. I tried it once when I was younger, a lot younger, but fear got in my way, and I never allowed myself to do it again. And I'm kind of sad about that, but now I'm just kind of like, I just like sitting next to the ocean. I like dipping my feet into it. I need to go to the ocean more, yes. Even just sitting there, right? When you're sitting there and just listening to the waves, it's beautiful. It's calm. It's serene. It's just, there's something so lovely about it that, it just, even on the worst days, you can find yourself healing. So, pura vida, right? Live free. So, or pure life. But, like the ticos and ticas of Costa Rica, the path to no stress, no fuss, and no worries is to live within gratitude and not dwell in the negative. I like that. Let's read that again. Like the ticos and ticas of Costa Rica, the path to no stress, no fuss, and no worries is to live within gratitude and not dwell in the negative. I don't know who wrote that, but whoever did, it's amazing. And that's what pure life means, right? Live free, pure life. Pure life. It means to just live within your gratitude and not dwell in a certain place. A lot of times, and I am like, I'm like a poster child for many things, but I am definitely a poster child for, sometimes not living in the gratitude. Instead of living in the solution, I live in the problem. And I've spent a lot of time working my way out of that, and working my way to a place where I'm not living in the problem, but the solution. Now, there are different solutions. Some people may, say, well, you might be put in a situation where you're completely uncomfortable because somebody makes you uncomfortable. If they make you uncomfortable, the solution is to walk away. If they're persistent, just say, you know what? You need to respect my space. If and when I ever get to a point where I'm okay with this, I'll get there. But your actions put me here, and you need to understand that there is accountability for everything. And I've been in those places. I've been in not that, I have a very specific situation in my head. And the specific situation I have in my head is not my situation. But I have been in situations where I finally had to say, no, you are not allowed to cross my boundaries. Okay? You are not allowed to feel okay by pushing yourself in my direction. You're not allowed to, what is the way I wanted to phrase it? You are not allowed to make me feel uncomfortable so that you can feel better about yourself. That's not how life works. When we do bad things, We need to take accountability for it. We need to come clean with ourselves, understand why we do these things. Some people may never figure that out, and that's sad. Some people may never have to figure it out because too many people are trying to fix it for them, which is also sad. You cannot fix people. You cannot force peaceful situations. You can bring people to the table for common ground and maybe a talk about common ground, but you can't force someone to sit there. It's not fair to the person who feels hurt. And it can also make them feel betrayed. It can also make them feel like their feelings are minimized because you're trying to fix somebody else. So what it comes down to is people have to be accountable for themselves. That, going back to what I was talking about with the generational curses, is also, or generational healing, that is also part of that. Accountability is the biggest thing, and accountability is so hard because, none of us want to look in the mirror and say, wow, I'm responsible for that. No matter what level of responsibility it is. Sometimes we're just like, yeah, I'm not feeling good about that. But you know what? When you start making yourself accountable for certain things and you start understanding that your actions have consequences, no matter what level it's on, you start to heal. And whether or not situations from your past ever get fixed, you'll know that you're moving forward in your right direction, because that's what matters. All right? You can't hurt people to make yourself feel better. So, the last one, the flamingos. I love the flamingos. I purposely designed this card so it would make a heart. Ta-da! Genius. Not really, but let's go with it anyway. Flamingo meaning, a symbol of fun, joy, and mirth. This card indicates that you might need to bring more fun into your life. Follow your instincts and do as your heart guides you. It also represents the essence of love and the magical influences of the heart. Pure of heart, the healing of a broken heart, and relationships and joy. So there you go. Fun and joy. Bring fun, bring joy. Do all the wonderful things you need to do in your life to bring happiness to yourself. And I actually like that this card came up because this is going to be the segue into Hodgepodge Monday. Welcome to, again, the Aloha perspective and Hodgepodge Monday. So as I was mentioning, I finally finished the last page of this book. I believe this was from Baby Sibling. And now I'm moving on to a book I know is from Baby Sibling. Check this out. Right? How awesome is that book? I mean, that'll keep me busy for like an hour. I'm not kidding. It literally did this morning. I got so distracted I had to stop. But she got this for me in Tucson, March 2019. I remember we were at the Walgreens picking up a prescription for the little one because he wasn't feeling well, and she came out with this beauty. So, and I like it. Oh my God, you guys, it's so fuzzy. So this is going to be the new Aloha Perspective book, volume 2. But before I get rolling, I also made this. Okay. Okay, she did get the pineapple one for me, so thank you. I thought you did because that's kind of our thing. December is going to be a December to remember. All right. I know it's only November, but just like everything else that happens in December, we're going to start early. Just to keep the flow. It's going to be 25 days of basically self-love. Now, before I lose you, do not hang up. I'm not going to be doing one of those, take a picture of yourself that you love and post it. Because truth is, if you don't have any kind of self-love, or if you're teetering on the verge of self-love, you're going to take that picture 50 times before you post the one you actually like. So that kind of defeats the purpose. But what I'm hoping for with this is that everything that is listed here, we will be doing between now and December 31st. And we're not going to do the weekends. You can take the weekend to reflect on everything we talked about during the week, or maybe pick one particular thing and, make it work for you during the weekend. My goal is I wanted to do something for December that was different. We're heading towards a new year, 2022. Okay. And 222 in itself is kind of a live free number. It's kind of I want to say it's like a love number, but also it's like a self-love number. You know, the world is topsy-turvy right now. Everybody has differing opinions about basically one big thing that has been encompassing this world and all the little things that come along with it. But we're all focusing on the bad things. You know, it's like, oh, well, I don't want to do this because it caused this. My friend had this, and that problem. Or I don't want to do this because, and people shaming each other. People making each other feel bad for their decisions or their non-decisions. I'm not that person, okay? My responsibility is myself. I take care of me. I do what I feel like I need to do to stay in a good place, to stay healthy, physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever. What other people do and what other people talk about, sometimes if I don't agree, I'll just sit there and say nothing. Because we all think we're right? We all think we all have the facts. And the truth is we don't. Every single person is different. No matter what the situation, no two people are going to react the same way. Even the surprise sometimes, like when you're like, oh my God, sometimes, yeah, you do react the same way, but it could be for two different reasons. But that's good stuff. Most people react the same way when it comes to good stuff. But my goal here is to kind of put a little bit more self-love into this world. To kind of help people step back, find out why they become so angry about things. This isn't going to be just one of those 30 days of self-love that you look up, which I think are amazing. Okay. In fact, one of the prompts is, do self-love of some sort or Google it, and if you want to right now, Google your own there's a fun one out there that I did a while ago on Snapchat, 30 days of self-love. And it is fun. It is fun. It's like take a picture of yourself, see nice things about yourself. This one goes deeper. This one I'm hoping is going to touch more on the emotional side of things. It's about healing. Okay. It's like 25 days of self-love to heal yourself. Now, there's going to be a lot of people saying, that's not for me, Shelly. Watch anyway. Okay, if you don't feel it's for you, watch anyways. Hey, good morning, Father. So again, if you don't feel like it's for you, watch anyways, because it might be something that you can help somebody with. It might be something that somebody's going through that you say, hey, you know what? Today I watched this and it might fit your situation. Try this. Okay, so I didn't leave it to myself to pick the days. So as you see, my very fancy calendar here, I took 25 numbers, wrote down 25 things, and then I used a random generator to put a number on each day. All right. Then I took my handy dandy fancy Marie Crumb book that she gave me and see the Aloha perspective. And I wrote down each one. So we're still going to wing it. We're still going to just kind of see what happens when we come out. But since it's not December yet, Monday and Tuesday are going to be kind of laying the foundations for what this month is going to be about. There may be things I noticed that come up towards the end of the month and I thought, well, geez, that probably should have been at the beginning of the month. But I trusted my instincts on what I wanted to do and the numbers that came up. And I think when I thought about it, when I actually stopped to think about it, the placement of one of the things was actually perfect, right where it was at. Because I figure if we did it too early, people may not understand the full meaning of how it can actually help you and change you. Okay, the only person that can change you is you. Nobody else can change you. We can help people, we can guide people, but we can't change people. Okay, this is why I think it's perfect now that the show is called The Aloha Perspective. Aloha means a lot of things. Hello, goodbye, love. But it also can extend out into compassion and empathy and all those wonderful things. It's just, aloha. Feel the aloha, right? The bumper stickers, live aloha. So it's kind of like live happiness, live joy, live love, right? So, number 1, Intro to Self-Love December. Now again, don't get lost in the title, all right? This is to help us get into a better, more positive, more constructive mindset as we head towards a new year, as we head towards New Year's. I'm not talking about resolutions because let's be honest, I think about 2% of this world, that's totally made up number, guys, actually sticks with their resolution. All right. So, I'm sorry, I got a cat trying to beat down my door. But I'm going to lay out some things here. I will put them in the comments, and I'll make a little note out of it, and I'll also stick a picture on the other social media sites. But, and if you're watching on YouTube, look in the comments, because I will write these in the comments, okay? So, day number 1. Find the positivity in everything. I learned that from baby sibling this weekend. Friday we went bowling, and getting off the freeway was a nightmare and a half. She was very right. There was an accident after we turned. There was a huge accident, and like 4 lanes were trying to mesh into 2 just to get past it. But somebody cut me off, and yes, they had a blinker on, but somebody cut me off, and just, I think out of the blue, they just decided I need to change lanes. And she's like, well, sometimes you just have to find the positive in everything, no matter how hard it is. And I thought, that's a good idea. That's actually an excellent idea. There were situations that were uncomfortable this weekend, and instead, I just tried to find the positive that, regardless of one particular situation, everything else was with my family, and people that I love to see, that I love to giggle with and laugh with and have fun with. I got to see baby sibling and the boys, and we went to the beach and we did fun stuff. And I think I've been going through a major struggle recently, and tomorrow that will actually be the topic, but for day 2. But find the positivity in everything, okay? I know it can be hard, but there really is a reason for everything. There's a thing that's, I don't know, there's just always a reason for everything. Some people will say, no, there's not. That's stupid. But there is. Coming through this weekend for myself, I realized that, I handled things the best I could, and I did my best to handle it with grace. And, and whether I did that or not, I don't know. But I know that I also showed myself that I can set boundaries, and even when people cross them, I can bounce back. And that was a huge positive for me. So again, I don't want to speak for anybody else because it's not my place. But also, to kind of add into the find the positivity in everything, take your power back. Don't let other people make you feel terrible because they need to make themselves feel better. We are in charge of our emotions. That is the hardest thing I have to say to everybody, because we always want other people to be responsible for our emotions. Not always, but a lot of us expect people to be in charge of our emotions. But it was kind of like, I'm going to paraphrase this because I don't have it up in front of me, but it just really kind of hit my head. The quote from Eleanor Roosevelt, where she talks that, people can only hurt you if you let them. Right? Let's see if we can find that. But the whole gist of it is, people's words can only hurt you if you allow them to hurt you. And I know that sounds ridiculous because we sit there and we think, hey, we sit there and think, well, they said something terrible. Yeah. I remember somebody took that, oh, there you go. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. All right. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. It's probably going to hurt the first time you hear it. It's probably going to suck the first time you hear it. But stick with it. All right. Don't hang on to it. Just say, you know what? As my mom would say to me when people would try to hurt me or bully me when I was a kid, consider the source. It's really what it narrows down to. Consider the source. Okay. But take your power back. Older sibling taught me that years ago. Take your power back. And that, it doesn't just mean with people. It can be in situations. Work situations, life situations. When you're ready, you will take your power back. But the first thing you need to say is, I'm going to take my power back starting now. Now that doesn't mean poof, it's just going to happen. What it means is that you are making a conscious choice to feel better. Thank you, sibling. The cat the monster who was trying to break down my door has entry now. So anyways, when you sit there and you say, I'm going to take my power back, like I said, sometimes it's going to be a work in progress. It may not happen overnight. Sometimes it might. It might be that one thing that pushes you over that finish line, right? And says, oh, hey, I'm finally there. Yay. But it also might be say, okay, I'm at the starting line, but this is my goal. My goal is to not let anyone make me feel inferior without my consent. You know, it's basically, you know, like the whole I am rubber, you are glue thing, right? Whatever you say to me bounces off of me and sticks to you. I know people that have this extremely awesome gift of just letting everything roll off of them. You know, it's like, it might sting them for a moment, but it's kind of like, oh, okay. You know, consider the source. But, you know, when somebody does say something to hurt you, when someone does say something that's stupid or ridiculous, consider the source. Is there pain going on in that person's life? Is there zero accountability going on in that person's life in your situation? You know, are you in a situation where, you know, you're just allowing everything to hurt you? Like with work, I let everything hurt me. That's what I'm talking about there. I started to let everything stick to me because I took things personally, because as much as I know I complained about my job, I was very good at what I did. Very good at what I did. And when people would find fault in it, like one person out of 10 could find fault with something, right? I would stick to that one person's comment instead of the other 9 who were saying, you know what, don't worry about it. That's just them, you know, consider the source. But I didn't. I just automatically took it personally and thought it was my fault. And I was giving my power away. So, and eventually my power was taken away. And by that I mean, it was taken away because I allowed it to be. I had put so much of my heart and soul into something that I forgot who I was. I forgot my power. Okay? How can you improve your mindset so you can love yourself more? How can you improve your mindset so you can love yourself more? That's up for you. That's for you to decide. How can you improve your mindset so you can love yourself more? What is it that you need to do when you start to fall back on bad situations, or you start to fall back on bad thinking, that can help you move forward? Okay? Write out 5 to 10 compliments you can give yourself. I put that one here very purposely at the very beginning, because what I want you to do every single morning, starting from now until New Year's Day. And on New Year's Day, you can decide if you want to move forward with it. I want you to write out 5 to 10 compliments. Now, you might think 5 to 10, well, the prompt that I got this from, the journal prompt, said 15. Okay? I'm being nice to you and saying, hey, 5 to 10. 5 to 10 compliments. You know, and if it's something that you're not comfortable with, like, I love my body, or I love my looks, put those down. Because this is what self-love is. It's learning to love everything on the inside and the outside of you. It's about changing the way you feel on the inside so that you can grow. Okay? Don't worry about what people see on the outside. But take care of yourself too. Show the world that you are here and you've got your sassy pants on and you're going to go out and strut your stuff. Because you're allowed to. Your life is meant to be lived. It's not meant to be somebody's doorstop, somebody's doormat. And that's across the board, whether it's at work or in your personal life, or, you know, even people you don't know that just kind of, you know, that just so rude to you during the day. You are not somebody's doormat. If, you know, and you don't have to say something to somebody else. I tend to do that. I tend to knee jerk and just be like, oh yeah? Or thanks when people let the door go in my face. But you know what? I'm alive and breathing. And what can I do to fix that situation? If someone's behind me, I can hold the door open for them. Or I could just, hey, here you go. Okay? But write down 5 to 10 compliments. And take the hardest stuff. If you don't feel like you're an attractive person, that's the first affirmation I want you to write down. I am so happy and grateful, or let's see, how can we put that? I'm so happy and grateful that I find myself physically attractive. Yes, you can say these things about yourself. That's what self-love is. It's about coming from in here, right? The self-love is about coming from in here. Or if you think you're not smart, I'm so happy and grateful that I'm a very wise person. There are a lot of book smart people. There are a lot of street smart people. There are a lot of people who are both. And there are a lot of people who are both and don't think they are. Who put themselves down. If you're like me and you're struggling with your weight, don't body shame yourself. I'm so happy and grateful for my beautiful body. Because your body is what's moving you every day. Okay? You are literally getting up and doing whatever it is you got to do. And that's your body. Your body is saying, hey, I haven't given up on you, so don't give up on me. All right? Those are the things I want you to write down. Not like, oh, I love my eyes. I love my eyes, especially when they're in the sun because they change colors. Or I love my curls, which obviously I don't have right now because I straighten them. Don't put the obvious things down. Put the things that you find super hard and make those your positive affirmations. Make those your compliments. I will do that too. I'm so happy and grateful for my beautiful body. I am so happy and grateful that I'm an attractive human being. I'm so happy and grateful that I am wise. Those are the things that I put myself down about all the time. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm a kind person. I don't always like to see that. I don't know why. It is okay to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is actually a super strength. Because you're allowing people to see within you, to see your soul. You don't have to bare your soul if you don't want to. But you're allowing people to see that, hey, this perfect person that I love and adore and I think is totally amazing has some cracks. And that's okay. Because we're all perfectly imperfect. That's what makes us amazing. You don't get out of life without any scars, okay? Something is always going to leave a scar, if not more than one. Life is going to leave scars. Some of them may be physical. Some of them may be emotional. Some of the emotional ones may actually manifest physically, but that's a whole different topic for next year when we're not doing self-love. But the point is that the more you compliment yourself and the more you start to see yourself and the more you start to love the person that you see in the mirror, the more you're going to see your mindset change. It starts in here. It starts with you. And I'm not just speaking out of my ass when it comes to this, because I have been working on this for a long time. But I've kind of fallen by the wayside. I've stopped doing the mental maintenance that I needed to do on my body shame and on my body love. And I started going backwards. But I also noticed this weekend that I wasn't trying to be anybody else than me. I wasn't trying to hide my body behind other people. I wasn't trying to hide anything. I was just, I put on my dress. I got compliments about my dress. And I was just being me. I was just there was a point when I was uncomfortable being in my bathing suit at the beach and I never took my cover thingy off. But, I sat in the sand while baby sibling and her brother talked, and I just kind of tried to refocus and remind myself, hey, you know what? I deserve to be on this beach just as much as everybody else does. And if people want to look and stare, if people want to judge, which nobody was, but we all think somebody is. And who knows, there might have been that one person, but that's how far I've come because I didn't notice them. All I noticed was that I was not being kind to myself, and I needed to really flip that bitch around and say, hey, you know what? No. Okay, no. You don't get to hate yourself. You don't get to be mean to yourself. If you're going to say something about yourself out loud, or even mentally out loud, it's going to be positive. So write down your 5 to 10 compliments each morning. And, if you can't come up with 5 right now, just try to come up with the biggest one you can think of that you can repeat for the next 30 days. Okay? Again, I told you, you don't have to say it after New Year's Day, but I want everybody to do this up until New Year's. You can write it in dry erase marker on your mirrors, like the kind of use on whiteboards. You can put it on your mirrors. That shit comes off. My cousin Trez taught me that a long, long time ago. It's awesome. It is amazing. Okay. And like I said, I really want to make this a December to remember. See, I have it written right there. Let's make this a December to remember. If you need to, get a notebook or a journal, because I know some people like to write things out. I had this huge, and yet I had a huge epiphany this weekend. Mostly, I think yesterday it might have been. And all these other things started coming out while I was talking about one thing I was talking about, and all these other things that I thought I'd healed, all the little fragments of them, right? The leftover stuff was just coming up and surfacing and coming out to be healed. And so you never know what journaling is going to do for you. And if you can journal on the computer, a lot of people like to type more than they like to actually write in a book. I kind of switch between the two, but I think it's very important to get your thoughts out. You can even talk it out to yourself. I mean, who cares? Nobody's listening. I mean, you're listening, right? But if you're in your house and you're talking to yourself, you're not crazy. You're just saying, okay, I got to get this shit up and out. So get it up and out. And, let's go booming. Let's go rolling into 2022. Let's stop fighting with each other. Let's stop arguing with each other. Let's stop trying to be right over somebody else because what we read is what we think is right. I'm not right about what I think. It's right for me. But that doesn't mean it's right for everybody else. I'm not here to make other people's decisions. Except when it comes to self-love. I'm going to make you do this. Because I think it's important. And I know that if you're watching today, or even if you're watching down the road and, start today. It doesn't matter. You don't have to wait till the very first of the month, okay? These will be numbered. Just follow it through. The reason we're doing 25 is because it takes 21 to 28 days to make a habit stick. Okay? 21 to 28 days to really kind of make it stick. And that's why I'm saying, even if you feel like you are not a person that needs to learn self-love or needs to have self-love or needs to go through the self-healing process, you might find somebody who does. And you'll be able to help them. And guess what? You might actually be surprised. There might actually be something in there for you that you didn't know existed. So again, this is going to be a little bit of a different kind of self-love December. This is going to be the one where we really kind of start focusing on the inside so we can shine from the inside. So we can shine our light out from the inside. And if you keep doing your affirmations, especially the ones about your body or maybe your looks or something, if you keep doing those, or maybe even your hair, you're going to start to notice that even if you're not doing anything different, you're going to start to see you, because now you're peeling away all of that invisible stuff that you can't see but is there, all that negative stuff, and you're uncovering this beautiful or / handsome, whichever one fits you or you feel good about, but you're going to start uncovering this beautiful soul, and it's going to start shining from the inside out, and you're going to start seeing you. And you're going to start seeing that everything about you is wonderful. That everything that you do and you touch and you see can become magical. And not magical in the sense like Harry Potter, but yeah, in a way, I guess. The only thing that makes a spell work is believing in it. Everybody always got on Hermione, but Hermione was very confident in her spell skills. That's why she was so good. Because she had that air about her. She had that confidence about her. Well, the other ones are kind of like, I don't know, And yeah, there's always a better way to put things. You don't have to be snotty about it. But, look, this is funny. My Archangel Raphael message just came through and it says, what are your true and honest feelings about this? All right. So what are your true, I'm going to write that down so I can put it in the notes. What are your true and honest feelings about this? If you don't like yourself, ask yourself why. Is it because you've done bad things? Or is it because people have made you feel bad about yourself? Is it because you were bullied and you haven't been able to get over that? Is it because, you've never felt good about yourself because nobody ever told you to feel good about yourself? Is it because you see the TV and you wonder why you don't look like that person, or a magazine, then you don't look like that person? You are not that person. Some of those people aren't those people. It's called Photoshop. All right. Now, I'm not saying that they don't have amazing bodies, some of these people in those magazines. But believe it or not, some of the people who model for these things are starting to they're starting to push back, because people will go into the computer room and change them. And they don't want that, because it's telling them, oh, what? I'm not good enough for for the picture you just took of me? No, you leave me the way I am. That's self-love. That's saying, look, okay, yeah, I might have cellulite, or yeah, I might have a beer belly, or yeah, I might, have wrinkles around my eyes or on my forehead, or, on my arms. I may have bat wings. Who cares? If you don't like it, change it. But it's not hurting anybody else, right? But like I said, if you don't like it, change it. If it makes you uncomfortable, change it. But don't change it because somebody else told you to. Do it because it's what you feel you need to do. I was always trying to lose weight for everybody else. Now I'm losing weight because I'm doing it for myself. And I may be doing it at the slowest speed possible, but I'm doing it. And with the exception of a hiccup that I had last month, a week-long hiccup I had last month, where I literally did kind of emotionally eat my way through the week, I'm actually not putting it back on. I did put some on, because like I said, I hiccuped and then I thought about it. I did too much overthinking on it. And it kind of shamed the weight back onto me. So give yourself a break. All right. We're on day 1. Find the positivity in everything. And again, if you're not feeling your body love, this is what you do. I'm so happy and grateful that I woke up this morning. I'm so happy and grateful that my body has not given up on me. And since my body still believes in me, I believe in it. Okay, take that, find the positivity in everything. Everything. If you get stuck in traffic, just say, you know what? I'm glad it wasn't me in that accident. Don't be ashamed of saying that. That is a very good thing to be grateful for. It is a very good thing to be grateful for, because not everybody survives those things. We had a fatality on one of our freeways this morning, and it was sad, because sibling and I knew right where it was at. And that's a person that doesn't get another chance. Okay? And it's hard. It's a harsh reality. It's a sad reality. But you have the opportunity to do today whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. If you're watching this in the afternoon, or if it's the afternoon where you're watching it, you're still breathing. You're still moving about. So just love yourself. That's where we start. That's the first foundation, okay? Tomorrow, we're going to talk about, I'm just going to give you a heads up, facing feelings and shadow work. That's going to be the walls and the roof of this self-love house. And then we're going to start working on the inside, okay? So I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. We're rolling into December, kids. So starting December 1st, that's when we start working on decorating the inside of that house that we're building, the house of self-love. I really hope everybody sticks with it. I've got some great things planned. I've got some great ideas planned. We all have something we need to work on. As baby sibling reminded me, growth doesn't stop. Personal growth doesn't stop. Even if you're just maintaining it, you're still growing, because you're learning different ways to maintain it. Okay, so I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. I will see you back here tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Facebook Live, The Aloha Perspective with Shelly Marie Lucas. That's me. All the lives are public. If you don't catch me live, again, they're public on Facebook if you don't want to go rolling around YouTube trying to find it. Or you can find me on YouTube, The Aloha Perspective with Shelly Marie Lucas. or I also share it to Twitter. So if you're one of my followers there, that's great. I'm still Instagram people. I'm still trying to figure out how to get some kind of video on there. But until we do that, I am going to do a short version of these on Snapchat and Instagram. So because this is a great thing. This is a great thing. And you know what, guys, it's going to be good for me too. It's really going to set a lot of things in stone for me. And I'm excited about this journey. So I really hope you stick with me on this, because it's going to be a blast. Even when it hurts. Oh, it hurts so good, right? So again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful Monday.